There comes a moment when you wake up and realize you don't recognize yourself anymore. Not in a bad way, just in a quite unfamiliar, honest way. It's not that life fell apart, it's that something inside you stopped fitting into the same life. You laugh differently, you speak slowly, you no longer chase what you once did, and that's when you know the old you has died. Not in one dramatic night of revelation, but in tiny, invisible moments that no one saw coming. The moment of death that no one sees. People imagine transformation as a sunrise, bright, loud, glorious. But most transformations begin in the dark, when you start to question things you once accepted blindly, when silence feels safer than noise, when your body says no more, and your soul whispers, finally. No one claps when this happens. There's no congratulations when you outgrow an identity. Because to the world, it looks like you are withdrawing. But maybe you are just shedding. The old you does not die in a hospital bed. It dies in the car when you can't pretend anymore. It dies in the meeting room when your truth can't be silenced. It dies when your smile no longer covers your fatigue. Every rebirth begins with a small death, the death of pretending, the death of control, the death of who you thought you needed to be. Let me tell you something from the swimming pool. When you train for years, every lap feels the same until one day your body moves differently. You are not fighting the water anymore, you are flowing with it. That's what rebirth feels like. It is not that the swimmer suddenly became stronger, it's that she stopped resisting what she was already capable of. The old swimmer, the one driven by pressure, comparison, fear, had to drown quietly. So the real swimmer could rise. And I've seen this in so many people. One of my clients, let's call her Asha, was holding on to her title, her career, her version of success. She had the apartment, the promotion, the applause. But every night she said, I feel like a stranger in my own skin. And one day she did the unthinkable. She resigned. Not because she had a plan, but because she did not want to lie to herself anymore. The old Asha, the achiever, the perfectionist, the people pleaser died that day. And in the quiet that followed, a softer, freer, truer version of her began to breathe. She did not find herself overnight. She simply stopped running away from the person who was waiting all along. That's the secret no one tells you. Your next chapter doesn't start when you figure it all out. It starts the moment you stop betraying who you are. Psychology calls this ego death. Neuroscience calls it neutral rewiring. Spirituality calls it awakening. And its core, it's all the same thing. The brain letting go of the old wiring that no longer matches who you are becoming. Every thought, every reaction, every belief is a neural pathway. And when you start choosing differently, when you start reacting the old way, you are literally killing off those old neural connections. That's why growth hurts, because your brain fights for survival. It says, but this is who we are. And our soul replies, not anymore. Think about it. When you start setting boundaries, you feel guilty. When you stop explaining yourself, you feel selfish. When you start speaking the truth, you feel scared. Those emotions aren't signs you're doing it wrong, they are the tremors of the old identity dying. And just like in the gym, when you tear muscle fibers so new ones can grow, every time the old you dies, something stronger emerges underneath. The truth is, evolution is not comfortable because it's meant to rewire you. The question is not how do I stop the old me from dying? The question is how do I let her go with grace? Here are three rituals I have learned along the way. Honor the funeral. Don't rush into positivity. When a version of you dies, it deserves closure. Write her a letter. Thank her for the roles she played. She was doing her best with what she knew. Stay in the in between. Between death and rebirth, there is a void. The space where you don't know who you are anymore. Stay there. That's the sacred pause before creation. The pause between two breaths. The exhale of what was and the inhale of what's coming. Choose differently daily. Rebirth is not one big leap, it is small, consistent choices. The new you doesn't arrive fully informed. She's built moment by moment. In the way you talk to yourself, in what you allow, in how you love. Because the new you is not someone else, it's the same you without the noise. Here's something no one tells you. When the old you dies, you'll feel lonely at first because your vibration changes faster than your circle. You'll stop relating to gossip. You'll crave silence instead of drama. You'll seek depth over distraction. And you will think, nothing. What's wrong with me? You're just vibrating at a frequency that requires new alignment. Soon the people, work, and love that matches this frequency will arrive. They always do. Because energy never lies. That's the beauty of rebirth. It does not give you a new world, it gives you new eyes. When the old dies, grieve her, then bless her. She carried you through the storms you thought could end you. She kept you alive long enough to meet this new self. And one day, when you look back, you realize the death you feared was just the beginning of your real life. You were never meant to stay the same. You were meant to evolve over and over again. That's the design. That's the dance. That's the becoming. So, if you're in that quite in between space right now, where you don't know who you are anymore, don't rush to fix it. Don't go back to what's familiar just because you fear what's next. You're not broken, you're being reborn. Let the old you die in peace because every death in your life is just another way your soul whispers. Welcome.